Griffin Johnson just launched his podcast, and his first guest, Mr. Noah Beck. Here's everything we know. I'm Jana Rosenberg.
I'm Gabi Conti, and this is your 24/7 celebrity news. Noah Beck and Griffin Johnson have been spending a lot of time together since Noah made things official with Griffin's ex, Dixie D'Amelio, and Griffin dropped a diss track about the couple. So you'd think that these two would hate each other, but it seems like Dixie's boyfriend and Dixie's ex-boyfriend have never been closer. Not only are these two together a lot in the Sway house, but they've also been working out together and making TikToks together. Well, now Griffin just launched his own podcast, The Sway Way, and brought on his bestie Noah as his first guest. This is also the first time that we are ever hearing Griffin and Noah having a conversation with each other since Noah started dating Dixie. And now obviously public conversation. I'm sure they've had a lot of private conversations.
Definitely have had a lot of private conversations. When I saw this on the internet, you guys, I was like, this is it. Like, this is gonna break the internet. Holy crap. But
I'm gonna say, I feel like this episode was just clickbait. I'm really sad. Like, I really feel like
agree.
they got into some good stuff, but it was a 30-minute episode, and a majority of it was really them talking about like all the online hate that they each have received, how they don't like to deal with trolls, and then obviously about Noah's budding acting career. That was the majority of the podcast, is they were talking about Noah and who he is. And Dixie was mentioned once, and it was for like a second. Such a bummer.
Such a bummer. Like, I wanted my opinion to be more about them talking about that, but I have nothing for you.
Nothing, that's it. But we will tell you what they did talk about, so you don't have to watch this, you don't have to listen to this for 30 minutes. You can just hear our recap.
We'll save it for you.
We'll save it for you.
So Griffin introduced Noah as Daddy Beck and promises listeners that they're going to talk about Noah's past, childhood, and everything that he's been through, and give Noah the opportunity to explain himself since the internet gave him a hard time. Noah admits that he's done some stuff in his past that can come off as controversial today, but at the time it wasn't an issue. Noah never thought that he would have a platform or stage as big as the one he has today. Griffin is referring to liking some controversial tweets, which he didn't think anything of at the time. Griffin explains that 5 years ago, it's crazy what slurs creators could get away with. As he said, there are a lot of upsides to social media, but the downsides can be brutal. With that being said, I always will like and retweet or save things, and I'm like, is this gonna come back and like bite me?
And we've seen this more and more. I feel like, yes, I think they are right to some extent that social media has changed over the past 5 years. I mean, over the past 10 years. Like Twitter used to not have the weight it had, and then when Instagram first came to be, it wasn't a place to like announce your relationship. It was like a place to like share a picture of a sunset, and like that was it.
100%.
Like, so much has changed, and we do see this every time someone comes into the limelight, every time someone becomes a big deal. People start digging deep. They start digging deep in their social media. We see this with Bachelor contestants all the time, and pulling up stuff in their past. And I guess, Noah had like some controversial tweets in the past, but at the same time, he gets bullied for that, and he also gets bullied for like his appearance. They call him a fat neck, which I guess he doesn't really like that joke that much.
Crazy.
And there's like a couple other. Oh, and how smart he is. There was something with his ACTs that they also talked about.
Oh, Noah Beck, you're so perfect.
Even though he got into Yale with a scholarship, but like whatever. Okay, cool.
I mean, it's the jealousy, Noah.
It is.
The jealousy.
It really is. It is. Well, Griffin says that when Noah first came into Sway, he was really shy and even looked a lot different than he does now. Noah used to be very athletic and clean cut. Noah explains that people think the Sway house never wears shirts, and that's because they make most of their TikToks when they're working out. Noah also says that when it comes to online hate, he has a thick skin from his athlete days, but the hate he gets online is totally different because it's straight up harassment and bullying. Noah says that as soon as he starts to love and appreciate social media, that goes away when people start to say mean things online about him, which definitely gets to him. Noah even admitted that there have been times when he thought, man, this isn't for me, I can't do this. Griffin asked Noah if mentally he would be in a better place if he continued on his soccer path instead of getting into social media, and Noah said that's a tricky question because obviously I don't regret any of my decisions that I've made, but I do miss soccer 100%.
Look, I think different lifestyle. If he became a famous soccer player, he would still be famous, and he's super good looking. So, I mean, he has that going for him no matter what, you know, whether it's social media or being an athlete. But I really respect that he is being so candid about this like concept in his interview, because it's crazy. I mean, I can't imagine even like Addison and Charlie, like how quickly they became famous. Like, I'm sure they sat back for a minute and we're like, whoa, like, I didn't even know this was gonna happen to me.
I know, and it's just really dealing with it. But if you want to hear more, you definitely can listen to the podcast, Griffin's podcast, The Sway Way. And if you have heard it, what do you think? What do you think about Noah Beck and Griffin Johnson talking to each other? Let us know. I'm Gabi Conti.
I'm Jana Rosenberg, and follow us here at Hollywire for your 24/7 celebrity news.